It is I, Jonah Reagan, the uncommon voice for the common man, coming to you today live from the deadbeat state of Ohio, where I have more than a few things to say about Hillary Clinton appearing before Congress about the Benghazi consulate attacks. Now, in case you missed it, Hillary had this to say to the United States Senate and Ron Johnson, Republican, as to why this whole thing went down and why we were told at first that this was an offshoot from the protest of that anti-Muslim video, and then a few days later, when you were caught lying, you had to retract it and actually say it was a terrorist attack. So Hillary gets a little bit testy with this guy because she's not used to answering hard questions when somebody's trying to get to the truth. And this is what she said, quote, "The fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest? Or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?" Let me say that again. What difference at this point does it make? Well, it makes a big difference. Because the simple fact is that you, your administration, and our worthless crackhead in chief basically lied to the American people. In fact, you people managed to find the guy that actually did this video and throw his ass in jail on some trumped up charges, and he's still there. Once again, his constitutional rights are getting trampled on just like the rest of the country. Now, the simple fact of the matter is you lied and you changed your story all because of a matter of political expediency. We all know what was going on here. You didn't want us to think that a terrorist attack was going on during the watch of Barack Obama while he was running for re-election. So basically you just concocted a story up and fed that to the American people. And it was only after you got caught in your lie that you actually had to change your story and backtrack, because you know damn well you were caught with your damn egg on your face, and that's just all there is to it. You lied to the American people, and now 4 Americans are dead, including our ambassador to Libya. It is absolutely incredible that these people in Congress basically just didn't take you outside and give you a good caning, which is what you damn well deserve. But I want to go a little bit further. What I want to know is this. While these attacks were going on, and these attacks lasted for 7 hours, why is it that you didn't do something to help these people? Now, we all know that this attack was indeed a coordinated Al-Qaeda terrorist attack. There was nothing to do with protests. But the simple fact of the matter is this attack went on for 7 hours. These people, before the attack even happened, had asked you to beef up security. And of course you did absolutely nothing about that either. I don't know if that's just neglect or there's some sort of ulterior motive. I think there's an ulterior motive, and I think there's a reason why you didn't do anything to help those people. If you remember, the CIA, and during that attack, was off-site. They asked for permission to go to the fight when they were told that the consulate was under attack, and Hillary Clinton and Obama told them to, quote-unquote, stand down, don't go. Now, why they would not send assets in there to help these people while the attack was going on, well, there's a reason for it, and I'll get to that in just a second. But they were told to stand down. 2 of them ignored those orders and went and tried to help them anyways. In fact, those people were killed, but they may have saved about 30 lives by disobeying the orders that came from the Obama administration. 30 lives may have been saved. 4 were lost. But what's incredible about this is that there were other military assets that could have been called in to help these people. There was a military base in southern Italy that was about an hour away with Apache helicopters that could have been sent in to disperse the crowd. Something could have been done. There were also F-16s based in the NATO air base in northern Italy that were also about an hour away. They were waiting for the orders to go help our people. The orders never came. And now I'm going to explain to you why those orders never came and why we are in deep shit. And I'm going to point out something to you right now. In Algeria, the Algerian army had to go in and storm in and save those people at that gas well. You know why? Because the damn French have decided in Mali, in the country of Mali, that they had had enough of Al-Qaeda and decided that they were going to use military force to try and get the bad guys out of Mali. Now, the French using military force. You get that? The French deciding they've had enough and used military force against these Muslim extremists. And then you get the Algerian army storming in to the gas well in their country that were being held hostage by a bunch of radical Islamic extremists, and they used military force. Algeria and France used military force to try and save people, and our worthless Secretary of State and our worthless crackhead-in-chief refused to use military power to help those people in our consulate in Benghazi. It's absolutely incredible. Now, you want to know why they didn't do it? Well, I'm going to explain it to you like this. All you have to do is look back 2 days earlier and listen to our crackhead-in-chief give his big inaugural address. In that address, he actually said, when talking about foreign policy, that there could be peace in our time if we use engagement with our enemies, diplomacy, negotiations. That's what he said, peace in our time. We had heard that before. That was in 1938, and the guy's name was Neville Chamberlain. He was the British Prime Minister, and he said that to the people of Britain that there would be peace in our time after he signed the Munich Agreement with guess who? Adolf Hitler. And that Munich Agreement says that Hitler could have Czechoslovakia, but he would go no further. And they both signed it, and Neville Chamberlain comes back and waves it from 10 Downing Street, say, hey, look what I got. I got an agreement with Herr Hitler, and therefore there will be peace in our time. Exactly the same thing that Obama said during his inaugural address. What this comes down to is this. It's appeasement of these damn Islamo-loving leftists that run the country. That's right, appeasement. They didn't do anything in Benghazi because they didn't want to upset the sensibilities of these peace-loving Muslims. That's exactly why nothing was done, and nothing will ever be done. They will not take these Muslims on with military force no matter what happens, because they want to discuss things with them. They want to negotiate with them. They want to sign treaties with them. That's why nothing will ever be done about Iran. Well, the crackhead-in-chief is running the show. I guarantee you Iran's going to come up with a nuclear weapon, and nothing will be done about it. Because he's not going to use military force against Muslims. That's just all there is to it. They believe that we can indeed have peace in our time by just talking to them. That's what this whole thing's come down to. They think that they can solve the world's problems with these radical Muslim extremists by talking to them. It is absolutely incredible to hear these people run their big left-wing mouths. And let me tell you something. As far as Hillary Clinton goes and running for president in 4 years, this will come back to haunt her, and if there's any good that ever comes out of this whole mess in Benghazi, is this thing may very well be the thing that keeps her from running for president. And even if she does run, any self-respecting Republican will use this against her, because what happened in Benghazi is her fault, and that worthless crackhead-in-chief boss of hers. They have the blood of those 4 dead Americans on their hands. They could have done something to help them, and they didn't do it. And they are worthless, liberal pieces of shit, and it doesn't make any difference whether it's the crackhead-in-chief Obama, the man who's not a Muslim, or Hillary Clinton. They are cut out of the same liberal cloth, and they could quite possibly get us all killed. Until next time, this is your favorite conservative, Ronald Reagan, saying this to you now. Hillary Clinton, you say, what difference does it make? I ask you this now. Why don't you go over to Great Britain and ask the families of the 40,000 men and women that were killed in World War II if it makes a difference? Until next time, I say this to you now. Over and out!